on Earning Edge, today we're speaking about United Breweries. This entire space has been in focus and actually on fire since the last couple of sessions because of news of the Andhra Pradesh liquor policy changing. But nevertheless, we'll focus on the numbers first, and let's quickly look at UB's numbers. Makers of Kingfisher, revenues up this quarter one at nearly 11%. EBITDA has gone up nearly 28%. Margins have also improved from 9.8 to 11.5%, and net profit at 27.5%. Vivek Gupta is with us, MD and CEO of United Breweries. Mr. Gupta, welcome to NDTV Profit. The quarter looks good in a quarter which had the election impact, so a lot of dry days. So despite that, if you take that in consideration, then better than expected?
Yeah, good morning and thank you for having me. No, absolutely. We are very, very happy with the quarter results. It could have been better, but as you mentioned, we had a lot of disruptions due to elections. We had some of the capacity constraints in some of our breweries, but despite that, we had a very, very strong quarter. Our premium business grew 44% in volume. Our net sales overall went up by 9%. Our profit went up by 27%, and margin expanded by almost 250 basis points. So very strong quarter on bottom line, good quarter on top line, and very, very strong on premium business, which is our most strategic priority right now.
Okay, I'll get to the details, and my colleague Mahima is also joining in. We'll get into the details of the premium business in just a second, Mr. Gupta. But I must ask you about this Andhra Pradesh liquor policy change. And, I'm sure the back of the envelope calculations must have been done by now. What does it mean for you if indeed Andhra Pradesh does, as expected, allow your brands into the state?
We already sell our brands to the sale, but not to the full potential. We have to wait for the policy change to happen. So it's very difficult to comment till we understand the full details of the policy. But, we see huge potential in Andhra Pradesh. Kingfisher used to have 75 share at one point in Andhra Pradesh. We know there is a large consumer demand of our brand. We have a brewery which is operating at almost 30% capacity, which can do much better. So we'll wait for the changes to come. But, I hope, with the category story and the policy is positive for the industry.
No, so obviously, of course, we'll have to wait and see the fine print of that policy. But just let me get a little more detail from you, Mr. Gupta. You're saying Kingfisher at one point had 75% market share. What is it right now? And what is the potential kind of increment to revenues that could come from Andhra specifically?
See, again, it varies by the season. We are right now operating at around 35 to 40, 30 to 35% market share. But again, it's a lot of factors which drive the business. So we will have to wait, actually, what actually changes, which actually makes it better for customers and consumers, and how does it drive in terms of taxation so that the beer is affordable and more people can actually drink quality beer. So I actually cannot comment till I actually see the policy. But as you said, we will always work with the governments, and we wait for regulators to actually, give a very ease of doing business kind of a policy framework. So we will have to actually wait and then comment. And of course, as if there is more demand, we always gear up to meet that demand, and we always are a very agile organization to meet our supply chain needs.
Right. Mr. Gupta, from the financial side of things, in the past few quarters, your margins had taken a hit. They were around 7 to 8%. But this quarter, your margins have grown to 11.5%. So going forward, I want to understand whether you'll be able to sustain with these margin levels, or do you see some kind of dip in the margins, or do you see an upside from here?
See, I think we are, as you see, we made a very strong progress on the margin, but we are also investing in our business and category growth. There's a huge potential of beer in India, and especially beer drives moderation, it drives fun, it drives friendship. We are actually in an investment mode. If you see, our expenditures have gone up because we are investing in organization and capability. We are investing in CapEx. We are investing in innovation. We launched Queenfisher, which is doing extremely well. We launched London Pilsner in Karnataka, which is doing well. We have a very strong innovation program ahead of us. So we will continue to invest. At the same time, there is still a lot of variability in the commodity cost. and we will have to wait and watch. But our endeavor is to drive top line growth, drive category growth, and have sequential margin improvement. And it can vary one quarter over the other, but on an overall basis, I think you will see a good progress on both top line and bottom line in the quarters to come.
Okay. Can you help us quantify that growth of top line and bottom line if you can?
Yeah, as you see, I talked last time as well, we think the category will grow high single digit, and we would like to be ahead of the category growth. So we are looking at around 8 to 9%, volume growth going forward. But again, it depends on a lot of factors. We have to execute really well. We have some big bets coming. We are launching a very strong innovation in the next quarter, which we are banking on to accelerate the category growth and give a great consumer experience. So we are looking at high single digit volume growth and double digit revenue growth. At the same time, we will continue to invest in future, because beer is a high capital intensive business. If we open up a brewery now, it takes, if we decide to open up a brewery now, it takes 3 years for it to launch. So we have to also keep future in mind. So we are quite optimistic on the outlook of the category, but we'll have to work very hard state by state to ensure that we execute our plans well.
Mr. Gupta, what is this innovation? Can you give us a sense of what you're talking about for next quarter?
Yeah, I think we'll share it in the weeks to come. But our big goal is to continue to improve the quality of beer in India, to drive moderation. We are doing a lot of work in understanding consumer and unmet consumer needs, and in that context, we'll share with broadly when we launch it. But as you saw, we have still a lot of work to do to expand Queenfisher in all the states. We are right now only in 4 states.
We have faring so far? How is it faring so far, Queenfisher?
We have got tremendous response. In fact, this is one of the innovation which is not only appreciated by people in India, but we are getting a lot of demand from this in many other countries. We are actually shipping it overseas in few countries this week itself. So
what are the kind of volumes you're seeing?
It's not, volumes are very low right now as compared to the total category, but we are getting amazing repeat rates and trial on this innovation. And I think it will take a few years to establish itself as a brand on its own.
Just wanted to get a sense from you, Mr. Gupta, on the outlook for the full financial year as well, since we're speaking in Q1. So that would be interesting. In terms of market share, you're at about 50%. Do you see that increasing? What is your outlook as far as margins are concerned?
As I say, look, our goal is to grow ahead of the market. See, our goal is to grow market share. But again, we have just finished first quarter. There are 3 more quarters to go. We have to stay very agile. As I said, our number one objective is to drive category growth, because the more beer category grows, it is going to be better, because it drives moderation versus hard spirits. And our goal is we want people to drink, not to get drunk, but to have fun and chill. I think we will see that. I think the market share depends a lot on state by state dynamics. We know that the policy environment is very dynamic in India right now, and we continue to hope that regulators make encouraging policy in the state. So it really depends, but our goal is to stay ahead of the market in the whole year.
Right. Mr. Gupta, the entire Alcobev segment is seeing a wave of premiumization, and your premium segment has also shown a growth of almost 44%. But I want to understand that there are some kind of portfolio gaps, between the different price points that you have right now. So I just want to understand that how are you, going to play through this? What is the kind of strategy that you're going to use?
No, you're absolutely right. I think the consumers are looking for different price points and different portfolio. A lot of it is driven by, high taxation in many states, because many states it becomes very difficult to launch a beer at an affordable price point or an economy price point. And that means that, the consumer doesn't get the full portfolio of beer. At the same time, in some of the cases, we have production, local production is a gap, because some of these states to transfer from one state to another have a different taxation. So we are working on ensuring that we have production footprint of our portfolio locally in most of these states, which means that we can launch portfolio at different price points. But you're absolutely right. There is still a lot of opportunity in meeting consumer needs, and that is one of the reasons we are growing, because we are able to close some of the gaps, drive local production, offer up our broader portfolio and range to the consumers, and really understanding what consumers want. So you're absolutely right that there is a lot of opportunity in building portfolio.
In terms of further expansion for this year, Mr. Gupta, what is the capex outlook? If you can give us a sense of,
I can't give you the exact numbers, but it is a significant increase. I think the question which I'm asking in the organization is our ability to execute the capex plans. Again, as we said, we need multiple approvals to execute it. We work very closely with the governments on the investment proposals. We're looking at the taxation and all, but I can say that, to fuel our growth, we are investing in capex, what is needed to drive that growth.
Okay, anything specific that you can add? Which states are you looking at? Organic, inorganic, anything on that direction?
Yeah, no, look, I think for us, because each state has a different policy, so we are looking to win across states. So we don't have, we are not saying we have one or two priority states, but our work to be done is very different in each of these states. We are expanding our capacities in some of the big markets like Telangana, where we ran out of supplies because our plants were operating at a full capacity. So we're working a plan to expand our capacities in Telangana. We are looking at expanding our portfolio in some of these states where we have gap. We see huge opportunities in states like Madhya Pradesh, where our market share is very low. And so we are also working with the government to share how ease of doing business and policies can be there. So we are very, very, we are working state by state, and we have different plans across different states.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Vivek Gupta, for speaking with us. I think revenues a little hit as per expectations this quarter, but because of results, etc. But more to come. The premium category has done well for United Breweries as well. So that was Vivek Gupta, MD and CEO of United Breweries, talking to us about the quarterly results.